All right. This is what about it, YouTube? And this is going to be a video response to a recent video by Harmful Content. And I like this kid, and I call him a kid because I'm what would be known as a boomer because I'm born before the year 2000. No, I'm really Gen X, but anyway, I'm as Gen X as you can fucking get. But anyway, um, Harmful Content, my younger brother. I hear you, cuz, and I hear your optimism and stuff in your videos, but, you know, I just want to say this, that YouTube and social media and the conversation, none of it makes me want to get excited or get involved, because everything is fake and gay, and it's fake until it's proven gay. So it's just everything's so fake and gay. And so here it is, like, from your quote boomer older brother on the planet. In my estimation, and I would send you over to Asha Logos, but in my estimation, the two things that stand out to me is when you realize the power of the fiat monetary system and how it's described by MMT. And I had this figured out about the same time they did or whatever, but I didn't run into them until years later. And it's not a theory, it's just how things work. But when you see how things work from the MMT framework, and then you see who's behind it, the guys in small hats, and you realize that Zog is our enemy, and you realize that they want to blot out Amalek, and they're intolerable, and the rest of it, and the Noahide laws, and Trump, and rubbing up against the Sanhedrin. What in the fuck? There's no reason to talk about anything else. There's no oh hey, let's talk about whatever. There's nothing else that's more important. There's nothing else that's more prescient. There's nothing else that's more diabolical. And there's nothing else that's more impactful. And so when I read the Bible, I read Revelations and Daniel and whatever, the rest of it, as a warning. I don't read it as a script. So I don't get excited for all of the mess that's going on with Zog. All right. And I'm going to disagree a little bit with our buddy, what's his name, Ian Carroll. He's saying, like, oh, we're not talking about all, we're talking about Israel. We're talking about, just the ones, because some of them are, like, against this. Like, no, they ain't, no. And the Messianics and everything. No. That identity carries with it all of that Talmudic, all of that Kabbalah, all of that mystery religion, all that Babylonian, all that Zohar, all of that mystery religion, all of that secret society, all of that. Okay? It is the driving force. So you can't identify with it. I'm sorry, Dr. Brown. I'm sorry, there's only a few that stand out as being sanctified. Would be like, who's the dude? David Ben-Nun, and can't remember his channel right now. But David Ben-Nun, he's cool, and Brother Nathaniel, he's cool. But see, that's because they've shaken that identity. They say, oh yeah, I know all about it because I came from it, but then they've shaken that identity. Like, not even Finkelstein, not even the Messianics, like Dr. Brown, not even any of these jokers can shake it, you know? And then it's like half of them are like, oh, I don't believe in God. Like Sam Harris and the rest, like, would be on the secular side, right? But then you're like, oh, do you think that God promised the land of Israel to the Jews? Yeah, absolutely. But you don't believe in God. So, I mean, they're all over the place. They run everything that's messed up. They've tricked. You know, that's come out. Who pointed that out? I'm skipping on the dang guy's channel's name, but I'm hearing it come out that, you know, what I've been saying years ago, that if they get their whole thing through, it's going to be the Sanhedrin, um, uh, you know, uh, putting you to death and putting Christians for idol worship to death. You'll be standing next to atheists that they're going to put to death. You'll be standing next to LGBT that they're going to be putting to death. You'll be standing next to transgenders and the rest of it that they're going to be putting to death. So there is no, you know, there is no escape. Once Zog gets what they want, you're going to only the most, everybody will be guilty under their Noahide laws. Everyone. And only the non-Jews are, you know, underneath this crap. And so, as a non-Jew, everyone will be guilty. And everyone will be subject to the Sanhedrin deciding their fate. And so only the most groveling, suck-up, apologetic, you know, just only the most, and you're going to be like made fun of and mocked and ridiculed and enslaved. And you look, if these guys get what they want, Amalek gets blotted out, Esau gets blotted out. If you're allowed to stick around as, quote, their Noahide, it's bad news. And so you're not going to like it. You know, you're going to have to be the most, Shabbos isn't even the word. Like, you're just going to have to absolutely give up everything just to have this life that isn't a life. Just to be treated like worse than you would treat your dog, worse than you would treat your cow. So these people they're intolerable. I don't know. There's got to be a discussion about it, or we're just, I don't get it. I don't get why we talk about stuff like anything. I don't get why this isn't the number one conversation. And so, anyway, I'm just like waiting for people to notice enough to make that the top priority, because, you know, it's so friggin' obvious, and at this point, it's like I shouldn't even have to frickin' try to explain it. It's like so friggin' obvious. Cut it any which way you want. I mean, Zog overplayed their hand with the left and the immigrants. Now they've turned away from Zog, and so Zog's trying to buddy up with the white nationalists. Go see Ramsey Paul for that mess. And luckily, in some kind of odd way, you got this youngin', Nick Fuentes, who's wise enough to see through that. So he's not buying into Zog and their co-opting of the white nationalist group, right? Because there is no, they'll cut you down, dude. There is no ally there. They will cut you down, just like on the USS Liberty, just like on 9/11, just like the King David Hotel. I mean, these guys will cut you down, bro. and they'll walk away crying about how you're a Holocaust denier and an anti-Semite. So this is how they roll, and it's the only discussion. I don't know what to do with it, man. I don't know what to do with it. Like, you can't become them, right? You can't become them because they can't wait to make that look like the situation, like you're the hater, right? So you can't become the hater, but it is intolerable. And so this should be the discussion. And I think if it was a discussion, then we might have a chance. We might have a chance to just denounce it and just say, nah, you know, separation of church and state, you know, every amendment you can think of says take your no-hide laws and stick them up your ass. And you know what? You guys need to be freaking cornered off and shut down, and you have no influence, no dual citizens, none of this. Come on, man. It's so ridiculous. Zog is just so complete, and Massey gets on Tucker Carlson and blows the whistle, and his wife dies 2 weeks later. That's a mystery. Wow. You know, AIPAC and the rest of it. Come on. It's just so obvious. It's like, it's not even like, it's just in your face. And so if you ignore it now, it's like at your own peril. And like I say, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I've been screaming on YouTube for 10 years about this shit. And very few people want to like take it up. So whatever. But all the we can fix it, and all the, you know, I got a great idea, and this'll be some checks and balances, or this'll monitor, you know, the situation type of idea. I'm not downplaying your harmful content. I'm just saying you got to get over this hurdle right now with Zog, because nothing else matters right now is getting over that hurdle. All right, God bless.